Welcome to this episode, Review and Recap. Please leave hope at the door as you enter a place so filled with despair. The shadows permanent now.
You've got a lot of Pikachus on your bed and it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, they keep me warm at night. Hello and welcome. Let's just not talk about how much truth was actually in that opening bit. There are actually Pikachus behind the camera and they do keep me warm.
Sometimes I wonder why you film in your room all the time and it's time to think.
Anyway, before we finish that thought, this is, as you can tell by our suitably dapper and dark dress, the continuation, review and recap of Taliesin's one-shot, lovely Vampire Masquerade / World of Darkness world that he kind of mashed together and created a great little story for us.
Yeah, it's the two-parter.
Yeah, and this is part
one
two.
shot. They actually got a specific name for it, but I can't remember it. Dave, pop up this in the future. Cool, thanks for doing that, bud.
Well, I had it written down and then I changed it. I moved
yeah,
it.
they called it a special name for a two-parter one-shot.
Right.
There's a special thing for it.
But yeah, myself, Oliver Dungeon Master, and Dave. I think we forgot to mention that at any point if you're new to the show. But yeah, welcome. Thanks for...
Yeah, so basically dressed up for Halloween to start off with this.
Oh my god, Sam's costume.
Yeah, so Sam was Pac-Man.
I could most of the gaps in my notes when I don't know what happened is because my brain was in such a state of not being able to focus on the eyebrows mainly of Sam, these huge thick black eyebrows, and I'm like paying attention, I'm like making notes, like, oh, that was an interesting choice, and then my eyes just go back to the eyebrows.
It's like the right level of wittiness and laziness on Sam's part. Because he said the reason why I drew it because he's like, it wasn't enough, just the outfit, and it was just great. But
if you don't have time to watch the whole episode, and that's why you're watching this, I do at least recommend clicking onto it just to see
see all of them. So Taliesin was from Assassin's Creed. Liam does a brilliant Fallout Vault person. Even had the Pick Boy that you got with Fallout 4. You got that bonus. Laura was Chell from Portal, which is a fantastic game.
Aperture Science.
Yes. Do you know who voices that?
Huge success.
Do you know who the voices that?
No.
It's from the same voice actor is from your favourite game.
Oh, the people from Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, cool.
So she voices, I can't remember her name. Pop it up, Dave.
I love it when I don't have to edit these.
I hate it when I'm telling myself in the future. I'm laughing now, but future me is just
You're
hating
actually
me
watching
right
this
now.
back on your computer.
I'm probably going to be insulting myself on here as well.
Yeah.
And Travis was Joel from Last of Us.
Yeah.
Because Ashley plays Ellie. So it's kind of good pairing, kind of like the father daughter kind of.
I think being that they're from nerd culture and they've grown up in nerd culture, their cosplayers on point.
Definitely, really, and they dress up every time for Halloween. It's great.
Oh, Matt Mercer's Witcher outfit was totally spot on.
Anyway, we'll continue on.
We've not said anything about the episode yet.
Yeah, exactly. So they start off with jumping down into basically a sewer kind of section after blowing up the Geek and Sundry offices. And they kind of work out what to do from there. They do find a few signs in a literal sense and figurative sense.
It says sanctuary with an arrow. Now, they also do debate at this point. Well, it seems like we're heading towards trying to solve this problem of being vampires. But what if we were to remain vampires? And they kind of just discuss this. And
it's like committing to the idea.
Yeah, like it's not all drawbacks. Okay, you can't go out during the day and watch a rugby game, but you can drink a lot of blood, and that's always. I
like you make a reference that hardly anyone will understand the
true.
Rugby reference.
Yeah,
and it's coming from you.
I forget that not everyone that watches this lives in New Zealand because we all have to be excited about rugby here.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know why vampires drink blood?
It's because they do.
No, because they can't go in sunlight. That's their only way of getting vitamin D. If you were to buy them something like Centrum or like
why not just take a supplement?
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't thought of that yet, but
anyway. But they find some rats to kind of feed the hunger. That's because every time they use that ability, their hunger increases. Yeah. And by this point, Travis is very hungry, so Laura finds a rat for herself and Travis.
And the dice system in this is very interesting. I do believe it's Vampire Masquerade because I've played World of Darkness and it was not the exact same dice mechanic. Essentially, the red dice, if you get failures on, that's much worse, and you get given more red dice the more hungry you are. So your chance of hitting a failure on a red dice increases.
Unless you're very lucky, or you're Taliesin.
Yeah.
So basically, they continue on. They find a lizard folk, kind of sculling around, and they end up kind of wrestling and restraining him, and finding out he's a lizard folk that's been around for thousands of years.
Living beneath the cities all the time.
Their people have. He's been living for about a couple hundred.
Yeah. And Talisin's voice is actually the voice that he does for the lizard person is my favourite voice that he does in both episodes of the one shot. He really commits to it. And
he didn't do too many voices because I think...
No. Well, he's playing real characters.
Yeah, he's playing real and I didn't want to kind of insult them.
Yeah, and imitate them. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the first time it's like a non-person at all. That are completely like...
Yeah, because they've just been encountering their workmates, basically, through the story, because it's a meta kind of thing, where they're playing themselves.
Yeah, so they meet this lizard guy called Locke.
Yep.
And they kind of follow him to the lizard people base.
Yep, where they meet Katori.
Yeah, and they get a map, too, on the way, which was a big deal in the last one shot. They didn't really know where to go.
Yeah.
This time they actually get a map pretty up front, so they kind of work out where they go. And yeah, they continue on and meet, what was his name again?
Katori.
Katori.
Which I do believe is a Japanese name, just looking at the syllables, but I don't know what that means.
And Katori. It's funny that it's also revealed that Sam's the dumbest.
Yeah,
he's
got the lowest intelligence on the
And he was very offended by that. He was very taken back by it.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, they drop hints that Talisin's brother made the characters.
No, right.
So it's kind of Talisin's brother's fault.
Huh. There you go.
So there must be some deep tension.
Right, now I've got some stuff. I don't know what this means, because I literally wrote down no context, but it's a quote that says, "We have a very fair agreement with the vampires above to mind our own. Let's get down to business." And I don't know if that's something someone said, or if I kind of trailed into my own mind and put...
Isn't that like an Eminem lyric?
Let's get down to business. I ain't got no time to play around. What is this? Must be a circus in town and shut this... man, I got a witness. I
like it. You mumbled up there. I know you were trying to be impressive by saying like...
Let's get down to business. I ain't got no time to play around.
It's like,
what is
lose
this?
yourself.
Must be a circus in town.
Mount Spaghetti.
Oh, look, I haven't listened... Well, actually, I listen to him constantly, but mainly since high school and a long time ago.
Anyway, so
this is the second video we've recorded in the last hour, and we can't get to the points. We keep
Anyway, we find out that lizard people have better internet than most people.
As you do,
and that's how they know about Critter Roll, because we found out one of the lizard people is a critter. The only critter that turns out to be in this episode, and they didn't kill him.
Yeah, Taliesin was saying that during the chat, a lot of critters were like, hey, we'll be cannon fodder, essentially. Just put us in the kind of thing. But he didn't want to kill any critters. Now, Sam says to these people, can you make us human again? That's what we want. And then Liam says, actually, he doesn't speak for all of us, because Liam's actually more on the side of staying a vampire with these new kind of cool powers and that kind of stuff.
So, yeah, they're kind of half committing at the moment. Kind of, some of them want to be human, some of them don't.
Yeah. But then Katori, Katori says, well, we can't really help you make you humans, but we can make you lizard men.
And they're like, not that we think you're, and they're great, but...
They didn't want to insult them, we were like, hell no. So they were like, that sounds great, but, now we got, other thing.
Yeah, got stuff to do. But ultimately, they get given to the task to deliver a message to the vampires. There basically has been a conflict or an agreement that's broken, and it's caused a bit of strife. And the lizard people need now to deliver a message to basically new vampires in charge, you could say, or the new hierarchy.
Yeah. So, through some tunnels they go. The lizard men kind of show them where to go, and they end up in a crypt. Suitable.
Yeah, so they end up in a big open crypt. Apparently it's the same crypt that they do a movie night in Hollywood. They typically, in the real world, they do like this movie night thing, but it's not a movie night thing that they're doing. It's the same, because that's what the impression I got. Don't know, I've never been there. Just trying to pick this up.
Yeah. Liam, there's people in this crypt anyway. And Liam essentially wants to feed, so he goes to try and find someone that's like left the pack, a straggler, a loner of sorts.
What do they got, stray deer or whatever?
Yeah.
A stray...
he eventually finds someone in a porta potty. Sure, alright Taliesin, you're the DM, go for it. And uses strength. He's knocking on the door of the porta potty and the guy's like, someone's in here. And he's like, I need to feed. I'm like, dude, I'm in here kind of thing. And he just wrenches the door open. And I personally, would not feed on someone that has just been on the toilet.
Yeah, especially when it's one of your friends, Will.
Yeah.
Will, what was it, Pharrell?
Yeah.
He plays Kirik. From Critical Role. You don't know, do you? I think it's Will for whatever his name. He was in the final episode.
Will Ferrell? I don't think it's him.
I think it's Will Ferrell. Yeah, I can't remember the top of my head.
Guy that plays Kishore?
Yeah, Kishore. That's it. Kishore, not because whatever. It's Kishore.
We're tired. We've done 2 of these videos today. We don't usually do 2 on the same day. So now he through the door, drinks some blood, and loses all his hunger dice, which is good. He's fed to the point. He actually drains the guy, so he feeds to the point where he's got no more red dice, which give you massive penalties. So that's a good thing.
And shoves the body in the poly.
As you do.
As you do with your friend.
Now, this is a point I missed a little bit. I think I got distracted by Facebook, but they meet Mike Diva.
Yes.
Who's another one of the people from Geek.
They come across a film shoot, and Mike Diva is someone that has a YouTube channel. I'll put a picture there. And they basically have a conversation about him and ask whether they could drink him, and he's come across this before, so he's just like, you have to make me a vampire if you want my blood.
Yeah. Laura actually says the line, "Want to get sucked," which the chat tittered at. Come on, guys, you don't have to. You don't have to make
phrasing. She's phrasing.
But you can let some of them go, but the chat never does.
No, you can't let something like that go.
Now, at this point, Grog, this is an important plot point of part 2. Grog wants to kill the dude, and Laura pleads with Grog not to. Don't kill him, it's an innocent kind of thing. And eventually Grog agrees. It's his wife. He's probably been in a situation before. Travis, yeah.
Grog doesn't.
Grog is not in this. I've written down Grog, and that screwed me up. Travis, yeah. So that is actually quite important later on.
So basically, Travis loses a finger in that whole.
No, that's not yet. That's
once they get into the club.
Yeah. So next they travel to Santa Monica Boulevard through the tunnel system. They get up to the club Los Globos, and that's when the whole massive shit happens.
Yeah. So they go to a club. It's basically, I like to picture it like, have you ever seen Blade, I think it was Blade 2?
I'm supposed to watch that, because apparently
Blade 2, there's a club scene. Yeah. And I imagine that kind of scene.
Well, Taliesin is a goth, and so it's a goth club. Which is, he actually got some quite funny quips and insights about life in a goth club. For example, when they go from one room to another, and it's the same, pretty much exact same DJ, the exact same people, even though it's a different room.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It's quite funny.
So they're trying to get into the back room, like a VIP area, so to get on the list. But they're not on the list, so they have to try and find people they know to get on the list. And that's when Travis loses their finger. I can't remember when.
So Grog at this point, Travis. Jesus. I think I'm too much in Vox Machina brain. Grog essentially wants to intimidate this guy into letting him into the back room, so he takes his own finger and breaks it in front of him. It takes a little bit of damage, and then Sam goes to, I think it was drink from the finger, or heal the finger with his mouth, but rolls so high that he ends up biting it off. Then he heals it, but the finger doesn't go back on, but the wound heals, so Sam is left with Travis's finger, which he then sucks on like a lollipop at another point, which
things did get weird.
It got a little bit weird at that point.
Well, he did. Taliesin did warn us that it was going to get weird, and
we delivered on that. They delivered on that, so we.
So after that shenanigans, they meet Satine Phoenix.
Yay!
Who's probably the only person that's been mentioned that probably actually looks like a vampire in real life.
Yes, she actually is a vampire.
Yeah, she's quite beautiful.
Yeah, very.
And so basically, they talk about the situation, and Phoenix, Satine knows. So everyone apart from them knows about the vampire stuff.
Yeah,
basically.
that's known for a while. Yeah. Santine has been a vampire for a while. Eventually, they discuss. They go get some ale from the bar, which is all red and bloody, which is kind of cool. Then they go back and talk to her. That is when I do believe
they also meet Erica. Is she? Is she?
I have no idea.
Yeah, they meet Erica Ishii as well. There's another Geek and Sundry person. She's a vampire.
Yeah. They also see. Oh, that's not yet. Then
they get into the VIP.
Yeah, that's when they get into the VIP,
and they see Yuri Lohol.
And at this point, they still don't have too much information on what's going on. They're still trying to discover what is going on. But this is the point where it's basically the end, nearly. It's getting towards the end, and this is when they actually figure out all the information.
Yeah, so basically they are going to be judged. So basically everything went wrong. So the maker of D&D,
Gary
Gygax, kind of went a bit insane after Critical Role finished.
Yeah.
Kind of messed everything up.
A little bit,
and kind of threw the whole vampire hierarchy and everything through everything.
Yeah.
So now these guys are. It's kind of implied they're the new ones in charge. And now these new vampires, which is our cast, are going to be judged, and they need a sponsor in order to be accepted into this culture. I think that's the best way of explaining it.
That is pretty good, yeah. And then so what essentially follows is almost like an auction, with each of the members of Vox Machina, Travis, the ones we love, Laura and such, plead their case to try and get a sponsor.
Yeah, so Sam goes first.
As he would.
And he does a very interesting pitch.
Yeah, it kind of leads to a little bit of a staking.
He gets stabbed.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets stabbed by Satine.
So that's one down. Didn't really work there, Sam.
Yeah, and it was kind of it didn't work at all. They weren't having a bar of it, and, he got stabbed, and he kind of falls on the ground, and just for
the next 3 minutes he makes that sound.
Yeah. So then next is Laura's pitch,
Yep.
and she tries to save Travis at the same time.
Yep.
But then Wheaton decides to...
Well, he comes up for a hug, and it's like, oh, that's so nice, I love that, and then stab in the back.
Yeah, and she goes, Titan Grave! No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She's stabbed as well.
Yes.
And at this point, they're still trying to work out why they're getting stabbed. Why is all this bad stuff happening? Then Liam's next.
Yes. Liam pleads in classic style.
And then the great Felicia Day.
Shows up and stakes him.
Yeah, that happens.
Now, it was said later that Taliesin didn't intend for them all to die, but at this point, they do realise that because Laura had pleaded with Travis not to kill the guy, they realise now
at this point, Travis is the only person that hasn't killed him.
Yes. He's also the only one that hasn't been staked. And they actually find out they weren't supposed to be taking these people and biting them and killing them. That's not part of the vampire clan. They're supposed to try and live in harmony or some kind of weird parallel horror harmony. So,
and while this is happening also, just on a side note, Sam tries to kill Satine as revenge, and then Satine kind of rips off his head.
He goes to
I just want to throw that little nugget in there.
He goes to hug her while the stake is still coming out of his chest and skewer her onto that, but she saws his head off.
Yeah.
As you do.
As you do when someone tries to kill you kill them right back. Also, the words of Malcolm Reynolds.
Yeah, another good line from this was when Felicia Day was killing Liam. Liam goes, "I love Dr. Horrible, I'm a huge fan." If you haven't seen Dr. Horrible, by the way, go check that out immediately, it's amazing.
Great. And funny enough, that was two Joss Whedon references in about 5 minutes, so that was really good. Not 5 minutes, like a minute.
Yeah.
Very good.
Right, now
Travis pleads. So
yes.
at this point they realise Travis is going to be the one that survives. So Travis has been accepted, and he pleads to save Laura.
His wife.
His wife. And then from the background runs in Mary Elizabeth McLaren.
Yep.
Yeah, she plays Zara.
The devil.
And she says, I'll sponsor her.
Yeah.
And she gets saved, and they get accepted into the clans officially. Now, we did have someone on our comment section try to predict who everyone's clan was in.
Correct, that is Jason Hoover. Thank you very much for commenting.
Put a little comment up there right now.
Yep.
Now, the funny thing is, I was watching the Talks Machina, and it turns out Taliesin didn't actually put anyone into a particular house.
Right.
The only one that was put into a house, maybe, was Matt, and that was into... I can't remember. Could you bring that thing up? Could you bring that comment up?
Yes, it's there.
Oh, it was...
La Sombra.
La Sombra, yeah. I believe that was the one that he intended to put into, but everyone else was kind of up for interpretation. But at the end, we did find out which clans they fall into.
Yeah.
So Laura was in Torindor, and Travis was in Tremere. I'm not sure the particular talents or what goes along with those, but that's what was revealed at the end. So it was a nice little nugget for those out there that follow Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah. So this is actually that's it. That's the whole story. Taliesin does reveal that he was expecting a TPK, but some lovely moments had fixed that and some dice rolls as well.
And Taliesin was in the back room in a cage, which we didn't really find out why.
No, we don't have to.
I'm assuming he was a vampire, like in the same situation as them being converted to a vampire, and he was locked in the cage as kind of to get him through a period of not eating people.
Right. So
that's my suspicion, but it's not really revealed. Sense. And I think he held off a bit just in case he ever brings it back.
So essentially, this was a really cool chance for people that maybe have only seen Critical Role and played D&D to check out some other systems, some other tabletop. There's a huge myriad of stuff out there. You can play Wheel of Time, you can play Harry Potter, you can play a whole bunch of different dice systems. Obviously, D&D is the most popular. It's my personal favourite. 5th edition I love 5th edition. Pathfinder's pretty damn good as well. So there's a chance to kind of see more of that, and also to see another side of Taliesin as a dungeon master.
Yeah, and these one shots give us a chance to bridge out and see how other people DM, because we only get experience from that. I think Taliesin did a good job.
Yeah.
I think it didn't seem like he was overwhelmed.
Yep. He seemed on.
There were times that he was kind of like, right, kind of figuring things out. But he did a really good job. I
loved his world because it was so understatedly creepy. Like I honestly think when you find someone in a room that you've known for a long time and dark stuff's going on, it's actually creepier and more psychologically thrilling to just have them play it completely normal, completely casual, than having someone that comes out, I'm going to murder and kill. Like, I actually think that's more unsettling.
Yeah. I think he did a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
And next week we get to see another team of Critical Role.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for this as well.
It's a Meta Grog episode.
It's uber meta. It's going to be wonderful. Travis Willingham, lovely Grog, is DMing a game where everyone...
As Grog,
and everyone else is...
Their characters
so
from Vox Machina...
Vex, Vax, Percy, Keyleth are playing... It's too hard.
Okay. They are playing... I think that they call it Flagons and something.
Yep.
But they basically are playing D&D in D&D.
Yeah,
so their characters are playing D&D in the game.
It's Vox Machina, the actual characters, Grog and such, playing D&D. That's the story. So the players are playing their characters, playing characters who are playing the story.
Hopefully they kind of like go back in time to like cavemen.
Yeah, I honestly think, and please, if my theory is correct, or if you have any theories aligned with this, I'm actually fairly confident that with this level of meta, the universe is going to implode. Yeah. So that'll be fun. That's Friday, so Thursday,
awesome. That's something to look forward to next week, and it'll be interesting to see how Travis does.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued by this.
Okay, here's a question. Out of all of Vox Machina, who are you most excited to see do a one-shot? Personally, I'd say Keyleth.
Laura.
Ah, yeah.
I think she's got a lot of like funny, dark stuff in her head, and she can go to very funny. I love to see Laura do it.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, hopefully we get to see them.
Even Ashley. I think Ashley's got a lot of suppressed evil. I think she's got a lot of it. That'll be interesting. I wanted one of the girls to do it.
I think Keyleth. Laura was the first one I thought of, but then I thought, what would Keyleth's world be like? You know, such a pure heart, such a lovely being. Like,
well, it's not Keyleth. It's Marisha, and they're two different things.
It's been so long that I've just been thinking
they're molded together.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching second part of the one shot.
Yeah.
If you do like what we do, make sure you follow us and do all that jazz, and also like our Twitter. We're trying to get this Joker to post on there a bit more. And if more people join it and tweet at us telling him to do it, he will do it.
That's true.
Because he doesn't listen to me anymore. It's just white noise to him. Pretty much.
It's good to fall asleep to, though, the white noise.
What, me? God, that's creepy. Alright, anyway, let's move on. Bye.
Thank you guys so much. Remember, like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff, and check our channel and keep your eye on it, because there's more content coming at you every week with these one-shots and the promise we made to always review one of the older episodes of Critical Role every time there's a one-shot.
I made the promise, we're just committed to it now.
Yeah, we're doing it, so let's
and if we get to 1,000 subscribers, I get a tattoo.
He gets a tattoo of the D20 Multiverse logo, because he said it on camera. I'm so excited. This is why I do not make promises.
We'll never get to 1,000.
Anyway, thank you guys so much. Check out the stuff and have a nice evening,
just
day,
wave.
Afternoon. Bye.
Just wave.
Okay, there's too much coffee. So is it NPCs of Wildermount? Or?
No, Wildermount's the new campaign.
Right, okay, so this is...
Taliesin's the old campaign, this is like NPCs with something.
Okay.